Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm going to be looking at the case 18C and seeing whether it actually was worth it to buy this skid steer and what else we can all find and see what's wrong with it, or if we got a steal of a deal and we're ready to rip and roll. So let's just take a quick walk around. Alright, so just taking a look at the front here. I'm charging up the battery, and while I opened up the battery box to charge it up, I noticed all these little bits of foam, and that comes from the seat. And the only thing that would make it look like that is mice. So at one point there was mice in the seat, and then either they were down here or they're just all the shavings just fell into here. But if you take a look down in there, it doesn't look too bad. So I think the mice only got to here and didn't start chewing through wires like there, which is the kill wire. They get to wires like that, so that's good. Typically these skid steers here, people just tend to take off the frame, which is 2 bolts, or the cab, I mean. 2 frames there, 2 bolts there, and then 2 bolts here and 2 bolts there. And that way they can get into lower setting properties and buildings and stuff. So they can just crawl right in. So some people typically take the cab off, but the cab's still here, so that's good. We got a GI case, so that's a Jerome increased case. That's their corporation. It's actually Jerome who started the case business. So this is one of the older cases before they just started saying case. So it still says JI case. Our tires here, if we take a look at our tires, they're looking a little bit flat here, so we're gonna have to fill those up. There's probably a leak somewhere around the tire, and typically the leaks are typically on the tread, not so much on the bead, but we could find one that's on the bead. But the ones in the tread, we can just put a plug in and that'll be about it. And then if we also take a look here, it looks like we have a bit of a leak here. So either it's a cylinder leak or it's one of these connection here leaks. Not really sure which one right now, but we'll find out. Hydraulic lines are a little bit scored up there, but otherwise they look pretty good. We got some thick looking ratchet straps here. Not sure how they would have done it at the factory. Oh, they probably had clips like this that they put along here, up the top and then around the back here. So these here probably originally went over the top. So you have the point where you can have these here pinched up, but you can also here don't get pinched up, but you can like scrape against the wall and get them pinched too. So it's no really good spot to really say which is better. Now we take a look inside our engine bay. And if you took a look from our last video, if you looked at our last video, you will remember it took quite a bit to get this thing started. And if you haven't seen that video, you can go check it out on my channel. And so here we have our engine. It's an Onan engine. Onan engine, actually. So this is an 18 horsepower skid steer gas engine. The gas is underneath our engine block here, so the gas can go under there. And then we have our fuel pump, electronic fuel pump here, pulls the fuel up and into the carburetor. So we'll have to take a look at that in a future video, see if we can't get it to have better fuel going to the carb and not having to take so many turns over with the starter motor. It is electric start, so that's good. You just jump in the cab and turn the key and start it over. Looks like we have a belt here, and the belt back here looks actually pretty new, so that's good. Like, I can still feel a sharp edge to it, so it's not like rounded or anything. Doesn't feel cracked or anything, so that's good. We have our engine oil, it looks like here. We twist it off or what? I don't know how to get it off. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so it looks like we got nice, clean looking oil. I don't know how much. Oh yeah, it looks like we have almost too much oil, so I'll have to take a closer look at that. See what's happening there. And we have our external oil filter. It's not really connected to the engine, which is really nice because nice and accessible. Nice and accessible for the hydraulic filter. And then our oil filter, nice and accessible, so I can change those out real no problem. Here it looks like we're missing a pipe that went from there and then just behind the seat there. I think that's where the air filter, so there's a tube missing there. Hydraulic lines, they're a little bit cracking here, but no leaks that I can see. So that can be a future project. Yep, so this is looking pretty good. Nice looking. And yeah, and then these tires here, they look pretty good. Looks like someone took a number to them and bent the rim somehow, but this tire looks like it's holding air, so that's good. Oh, there's just their seat belt there. And then this is our hydraulic fluid there. And looks like we need to add some more. There's nothing, there's still some in there, but we're not getting anything. We're getting a little bit on the dipstick. You can see that there, so we're getting a little bit on the dipstick. So yeah, it doesn't look like anything too major is wrong with it. We can check our compression, but otherwise we got seems like we got, so far it looks so good. I think we'll get this thing greased up and we'll do that together. So just got to get the grease gun set up and we'll do some greasing. As well as cleaning off all the grease inserts. Typically you'd have a grease insert at the front here on the bucket, because that's where most of the pivoting happens. But it looks like we don't have any grease inserts there. If you take a look at this angle, you can see that the bushing is like gone in there. We have no bushing in there. So it's probably not the healthiest. On this side here, you can see the bushing sticks out, sort of. It's not really sitted in. And same with the bottom here. It looks like the bushings are gone. And there's no grease inserts there. So that's sort of weird. But we do have grease on the side here that we can do. So I'll just set up the grease gun. So we have a Lincoln grease gun, air grease gun. And I think these are the way to go. Like this way you don't have the manual grease gun. You just push it in, press the trigger with the air line hooked up, and you're good to go. It's cheaper than buying a battery operated one, and like no one wants them anymore because they think battery is the way to go. And you could pick up these for a couple bucks, and they work great. So I just gotta turn the air hose on and we're good to go. So it's pretty simple. Just hook it up, then you just press the trigger on this guy, and you can see the grease coming out of the sides already. Yeah, think you can see that. There, you can see that, yeah. So we have a little bit of sealing issue, but it's just that simple. So you just put you guys back in time lapse and finish this guy up. So there you have it. That's an overview of case 1816. A little bit tipsy at the back there if you're going up a hill or something, but so far so good. That's all I have to say. Thanks for watching.